defense things. They have their Keep a Light already to defend the towers, but then Sand King becomes that really prominent defense hero versus on the tier 1s. Once he gets that Blink Dagger, it's really hard to build the pressure, and he gets, of course, the vehicle for the Life Stealer.
Yep. Initiation, you get your team fight. It's starting to feel a little well-rounded here for NewBee. Rubik, though, going to be coming out from Liquid.
This is just, that's very comfort Liquid. I don't know if it's
GH God Special.
Rubik versus Sand King is incredibly good because of the spells you can steal. You can get quite good spells versus Keep a Light, but it's more so just the Sand King, and it's very comfort. It works well with what they've got already.
And, the benefit. I know no-filled isn't the biggest thing to brag about, but it's something. And it does help in the later game when you have all this wombo combo and team fight coming in your face. It'll be nice to have that added passive to your team lineup. In addition to all the extra armor you're going to be getting and the mitigation you'll be able to do from that. Plus Centaur with Ags, there's a lot of ways to shrug off a lot of the trouble here for Liquid already.
Yeah, instant disable from the Rubik versus the Life Stealer too if he gets to that point, so he can't get his rage off instantly. Let's see what NewBee decides to go for here. They've got...
you don't want to probably show your mid-game hand or your mid-lane hand right away, so probably going to be looking to grab up that solid 5 position here, most likely. And I don't know, you can get something that just kind of covers all bases, really, but it's really on what Faith prefers.
Yeah, because Kako was playing the Coddle in the earlier series, and he was immense. He got like a very early Aghanims around 20 minutes, and then he ended up having like a sheep stick and lots of other items in between.
He's a good 4 position, like greedy 4 position, likes to farm, so works nicely with someone like Coddle.
It works perfectly with someone with a player like Faith as well. Faith is a very sacrificial player where he will always make sure that his other support has everything that he needs.
Here they grab up a Slardar, so this does make things a bit ambiguous here because could be offlane Slardar, could be offlane Sand King, I guess. They have some options if they want. I mean, it does feel still naturally that it's going to be leaning towards that support Slardar here.
Yes.
We could even see a bit of a role swap. You're just talking about Kaka, Keeper of the Light, but this game they might put him on the Slardar and then give Faith the Coddle.
Yeah, absolutely. The Coddle can still be played perfectly fine in the 5 position. It's just you get maybe a little bit of a later timing, but yeah, it's still kind of it's like the same kind of concept.
Another vehicle, but lots of melee heroes, so it's a lot that have to kind of get up close into the fight here. I don't know if that's something that Liquid could play to their advantage for these next 2 picks, but it is something that is kind of out there on NewBee side. So we'll see if they can kind of maybe work something into heavy mobility or kiting or some way to avoid the onslaught of these heroes who are going to be able to jump in and kind of get the party started. So Liquid side now. Got our support staff. We got our potential offlane. It's time to pull out the big boys here, the cores, in a series that's a battle of the 9Ks. Like, this is ridiculous. And I know this mid lane matchup is going to be super freaking hype. It's like an early preview of the 1v1. Ew.
Ooh, they actually go for the Alchemist in this. Okay, that's kind of early, I feel, but with like the Dazzle and the Centaur, they already have the damage prevention and the ways to keep them alive versus like the massive burst potential that NewBee has.
Now, I imagine this is a miracle grab. It's something he'd been playing a lot through OG. He had actually almost like pioneered one of his own build styles at that point.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's going to be more of the same here. But, now NewBee are forced to play that kind of a game. The Alchemist kind of a game here.
Yeah, very different style.
Yeah. And it's just something we could see them try to capitalize on. It's one of those things that kind of works both ways. And Alchemist is great, but he's going to build up so much ridiculous net worth that it could come back to bite him in the ass if they do manage to get a hold of him towards that mid game. And could feed a heavy purse to NewBee's side.
Gives them that like super late game already with that Alchemist. It's like they still have their carry hero for the last pick, and then it's like NewBee's lineup right now. Breaking high ground is not that great for them. They don't really have an ideal tower pusher. Lifestealer has to walk up and rage. If he gets caught by a Centaur stun into a lift, he can just get blown up instantly. None of these heroes really want to just like go trying to break that high ground just yet.
Timbersaw ban from Liquid is definitely a bit intriguing.
Alchemist, I mean, the mid lane matchup is atrocious. Like a Timbersaw versus Alchemist, the Alch just gets way too crushed. And it's the burst potential throughout the whole stage of the game that just makes it a lot more difficult to play the Alch.
Yeah, fair enough. A good old Juggernaut going to be coming up for the last pick here by Liquid side. What looks like the Matumba Man Jug. Kind of covers all bases pretty nicely. Could get himself out of a hairy situation if he Blade Furies at the right time.
Pretty hard for them to kill the healing ward. It's like the Coddle is the only one who can really get into the back of there.
That's true.
Like what Slaughter Blink Crush, and then you can walk in and kill the healing ward if it's already down. But if he's able to get the healing ward down, it's already 3 melee heroes to be able to get to the back of it. Very good for the Alchemist as well, and it just gives them that like sieging potential.
Very nice, very well rounded here from Liquid.
Very
curious to see.
Cookie cutter drafts coming out.
Now for the Triple C hero. Storm Spirit.
Storm Spirit.
Whoa.
Not that much lockdown. They do have the Centaur and the Dazzle, and then Alchemist stun for later on, but no real like it's like a silence or anything on that to just like grab
Yeah.
the
No serious hard catch here, except for hopefully the Rubik
Centaur and Rubik.
quick
Yeah.
telekinesis. But I could see this Storm end up jumping to the back lines, executing the Dazzle, forcing Centaur to dish out Stampede, and then he just jumps away and is like, all right, Stampede's down, Dazzle's gone.
That gives them the potential to be able to snipe out the healing ward as well. All these different things to get to the back line, as you were mentioning.
So this is going to be a fun one here. Battle of the 9Ks again. Alk versus Storm Spirit mid lane. But based on the draft here, do you think you would lean towards the side of a rounded lineup like Liquid, or do you think the 5th pick Storm Spirit could be pretty clutch for NewBee?
I think it could be clutch. I'm trying to think about how they're going to like lane these, if they're going to put the pressure with the Coddle and the Slardar in the off lane, or if they're just going to emphasize more on the safe lane. But yeah, I think it's pretty well rounded. Like both teams have their strengths and weaknesses, but Liquid's looks more just like straight up. But I really like NewBee's because they have the double infest bomb potential too. So
Yeah.
it could be cool, but Liquid has that like defensive potential. So both drafts are just very interesting.
Liquid's fired up too. We were hanging downstairs in like the lunch hall or whatever you want to call it. And Liquid were having their meeting after their IG performance, and they walked away from the table with Heen, their coach, slamming down the table like, "Let's go!" And I was scared for my life, but they seem pretty hyped up. So we'll see if this one they try to run it back after their 0-2 drop against IG.
So it's Matamba Man, Alchemist, and Miracle Jug.
All right, OD, nice hotkeys you got here. All right, well, let's get into it here. Liquid already.
But yeah, a
rushing right up.
little bit different though. Yeah, the Matu Alchemist, I don't really see that too often with the Miracle Jug. I usually see it swapped around.
All right.
And let's see if they're going for some. What's this? So yeah, they have. Looks like they're gonna try to give the Centaur a good start and leave the Juggernaut probably alone in the start.
Yeah, they got that ward down early for the Cent. As he looks around the corner towards that early bounty rune, we have an early smoke coming out from NewBee. And look at this, they're taking it up north here. Right under the vision of Liquid, right under their nose.
And Kaka's playing the Sand King.
He is creeping in behind.
4 Sand King and the offlane Slardar.
Yeah, that was definitely a hell of a change up than what we were expecting too. Just shows the continued versatility of these teams, players, and the heroes in this meta. It's really all over the place, but looks like NewBee are not going to get themselves into any sort of confrontation early. And, well, I say that, but they're still hanging around that bounty rune top. And what they may or may not know is just around the corner, we got Mind Control Centaur with both the Rubik and Kuro's Dazzle, and here they make their approach. I don't know, when they see the full numbers here.
Yeah, they just back off from the Centaur. He's got Poor Man's Shield and everything.
I don't like that. Free money for him.
So 3 runes for Liquid. 3 bounties.
It's their game. Statistically. We'll see how it works out for him. KP to the off lane, no surprise there. SCCC there will have his matchup against Matama Man in the mid lane. GH was flirting around the top lane to help the start of the Centaur, but now finds himself towards the mid lane looking to make an early approach. But just behind him is Kaka on the Sand King. As he tries to float around this mid lane, the Sand King will be there to kind of mirror him, it looks like.
Yeah, so we're going to have some just like dual lanes. 2 top, 2 mid, 1v1 bottom. I think you have to do that with your Alchemist to help him out versus the Storm. Just a couple lanes in case he just gets rotated. And, I mean, versus a Storm, you always want to be able to just pressure him because Storm is very susceptible in the early laning phase. And as we say this, it looks like Kaka is starting to make his rotation to try to pressure the Juggernaut a bit with the Slardar since they're going to have that like dual stun combo.
Yeah, that will be nice. To try to force Miracle back and under the tower. He's got an extra wave coming forward, which is great for KP. But now Kaka looks to make his move. Early stun. Stack it together. He's going to be forced to Blade Fury and walk away. But no, he's actually hanging around to fight. He's trying to bait him into an awkward situation as GH does rotate over. He will finally pop the salve, and it may be worth it. There goes another Burrow Strike. This one on to GH. Can Kaka make it away from trouble? Ooh, almost got him there. He pops his own salve, and will be able to walk away alive. GH is trying to cancel it, though, if he can. But it's going to be too late. You got enough life out of that. Both sides playing some serious footsie game here, and they'll both be forced to chew through some early regen.
Yeah, both having to expend their salves. Very good bait there from Miracle. Almost ended up paying off for GH with that rotation, but...
Now we have a 2v2 here, where Kaka and GH are kind of keeping tabs on each other. Kuro's still hanging towards the top lane, waiting to make the pulls happen, continuing to make things happen for their Centaur. Well, U9 has to work under the tower for CS.
UU9 is getting super pressured by this dual lane.
Yeah, he can't get close for the CS because he risks getting hit with that mighty heal bomb. And there's not a whole lot extra that really Faith can do to stop that. He blasts the lane, he risks pushing it forward, he risks taking away farm. It's kind of an awkward situation. So they'll have to kind of deal with it in the meantime, but that is going to be fantastic for someone like Mind Control throughout this game. Top CS, though, is currently going to SCCC on the Storm Spirit here, winning the matchup against Matama Man, at least for now.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
It's just Storm versus an Alchemist. It's just going to be trade farm.
So that's still going as expected, even with the early kind of dancing of the supports there.
Yep.
Things kind of panning out as expected on paperwork. GH seems to have grabbed an Invis rune, makes his return to the bottom lane, but there's no strong openings. They know Kaka's still kind of off the map and could be still hanging around this bottom lane. These 4 positions just doing their best to be off the radar and keep that element of surprise.
Quiet early game. They're trying to make action, but no one.
These teams are going to have a lot of respect for each other.
Yep.
And they know that both of these teams can really capitalize on an early advantage.
I think Liquid comes out ahead by quite a good margin in this, though, because they do have an Alchemist. So not only are they pressuring the Lifestealer, but they also have an Alchemist free farming, and Jug is a hero that he can always just farm on his own, even if he's pressured. He's always able to catch up and be that presence. While Lifestealer, you kind of need your first like your armlet, on a pretty good timing to actually be a relevant factor.
They do have what feels like quite a bit of time for NewBee to be able to kind of hit that power spike to take it back and start, taking advantage of the bounty lead that the Alchemist is going to have. It might be not until Slardar gets that Blink Dagger, and as you mentioned, Lifestealer's armlet here. KP now looking to turn it back towards GH. Tries to muscle him back. GH not looking to kind of swing too much here, but KP has been able to kind of get the creep wave closer to the tower now. And we'll be able to work with it from there. Eyes on him, though, to be that initiator for this game. Or what do you think? SEC gets to like that level 7, level 8 phase, got his ultimate online. Can he make plays at that point, or does he need more?
I don't think he's going to want to be the playmaker. He might be able to like pour it in toward like the end of it and like just clean up, but I don't think he's going to be ideally the one making the plays unless they make like a smoke rotation into the jungle with him and the Sanking and Slardar.
Whoa, did I see double bounties for Matama Man? No, bottled bounty and then take it.
Okay,
Okay, fair enough.
It.
But he's happy to have it. And we'll jungle farm a bit. No one to work with in the mid lane for Liquid right now, but they'll leave it open. More heals out. U9's going to avoid the trouble from that one here. But it looks like he's in more of a comfortable spot in the lane, I guess. Kaka's rotated over now.
Trying to pull the side. They actually get it. That's pretty big. That was like almost a double creep wave that was coming for Liquid in the top lane.
Yeesh. So Kuro from the low ground will drop the ward. It gets instantly pinged. Do they have a sentry for it? They don't, so they buy some on Faith. But that means they can come close now and kind of contest this pole camp. And take it for themselves. Nice heads-up play there from Liquid.
Yep. Yeah. Like to see Matu actually bottle Crow here, but he actually doesn't go for that either. Not bringing himself any extra regen either. He's just going to, I guess, shrine up, but I'd like to see Matu being a little bit more efficient as this Alchemist this time around. Like just like maybe bottle curry and bring a couple clarities for himself, because he's actually not able to spam out his acid spray to his own desire right now.
And that is allowing SC to scoot ahead in the XP department.
Just a little bit. Matu's just going to go jungle, and that's what Alchemists do.
Do you think Liquid should have any plans to try to make the jump on the Storm Spirit? It looks like they're not going to be able to do it before level 6, though, so they're just going to have to let him go. Yeah, this not a lot of rotations, really, from either side. This is a pretty passive start, while both sides are just respecting the laning phase here. No team is kind of overstepping their boundaries. I mean, that's when you know you got two good teams. No one's making those mistakes. No one's making those openings for the other team to capitalize on. It's just, I don't want to say a full mirror match, but these are two teams who have a very polished laning stage.
Yep. It's like you could like change stuff up, and like we could see GH trying to make the moves for the mid lane, and they'd make the Alchemist get like maybe 1 point in stun, but that's not the game plan that they're going for. You know, you can tell what they really want. They want to farm. They're fine with this. They have an Alchemist.
Yeah.
I don't think Liquid really is too much a factor where they care. They have an Alchemist who can pull Aghanims to every single hero, Moonshard as well to the Jug. They don't mind just being as passive as possible. But
speaking of Moonshards,
only 6 minutes in, so
hold on here. Kaka going a bit deep, scouting here.
Yeah.
Spouted as he sees both Kuro and Mind Control. Picks up You want him here. He's got a Tranquils.
Storm coming with a haste now, though. Kuroki
Okay.
could be in trouble. Might
Turn
not
in
see
the
this one coming.
corner. He does not have a level Engrave. Oh, no, he did save a point, but he tries to put in the point, but he gets instantly blown up before he even gets the chance to get the Grave off, and it's going to be NewBee striking first.
So you asked if the Storm would make the move. I guess if he gets a haste rune and it happens in that situation.
The time is right, and he's not done yet. He now just ball lightnings through onto this top lane. The first rotation going to be coming in. Blast could be there with the Burrow Strike. The heal comes out, though, and so does the Grave. But U9 has made his move, and it looks like they're going to be eating Centaur tonight. Yummy, yummy. 2-0 start for NewBee.
Very timely haste rune. No wards on the map for the side of Liquid yet either, so they had no idea that what rune was coming out. So a little bit behind on the warding game from
So
Liquid.
go figure that the first time like one of these teams is able to kind of pounce and make an opening, it's RNG of a good rune to show up.
Well, RNG,
you know?
but also Kaka's positioning was
True.
very ideal. Like he waited, he was very patient with the way he was playing.
Very true, very true. Without his positioning there and that kind of know-how and intel, I don't think those openings would have been there for SCC. So
Yeah,
both of them.
I like this a lot. I just like what Kaka's doing a lot in this game so far too. He puts a very deep ward now too, so he's able to watch where the Alchemist is farming. So they're just you can see with the perspective what they're doing.
And now slowly approaching towards this bottom lane. Between the two of them, they could get some serious lockdown, but they will need to soften up Miracle quite a bit. They hit him up with the early amp damage. I know it's not called that anymore, but I forgot the real name.
Corrosive haze.
Corrosive Haze.
Yeah.
The Corrosive Haze is on. Can Kaka find the opening? If he gets a good burrow followed up with a crush, maybe it could be enough.
Yeah, if they're able to combo it perfectly when he's sitting at maybe 60% HP or 70%, they'll be able to get him.
I see GH who's trying to come around the corner looking to go for a bounty rune, but look who's there waiting for him. A jumping from SCCC. He goes for the telekinesis, but Kaka's also there. Oh, they turn! They get super greedy. They want to get him and the courier, but the courier will be able to make it away.
So that's the
GH
move.
goes down.
That's the move that I was expecting to happen. Like the moving with the Sand King and the Stormster rotation like that.
Wonderful
Into enemy
start
jungle.
here for your Storm.
Yep. Picks up the early arcane boots, so he's always able to have a maximum efficiency with dropping them and using his bottle, as well as dropping them and getting chakra magic.
Yeah, chakra magic is
Yeah.
like a mobile gas station here for your Storm Spirit. He's going to be just elated to have him in the game.
Still no wards placed on the map from Liquid just yet.
Uh-oh.
3 already from NewBee.
Okay.
Bottom
there's
lane,
the crush.
some pressure.
Is Kaka going to go right for the burrow? He does. But do they have enough firepower here? He does have an Omni if it really gets hazy here, but it does look like he'll be able to step off, pop off the ward, and be fine. Just kind of putting a bit of a threat there. And GH has made his return now. Smoked up. They're hoping to go for their own opening, but at that moment, NewBee's already made their exit, looking to go to hit the showers, it seems.
Did they have another smoke up on them? He's picking up a point booster, and they do have a smoke on Kaka, so wouldn't be surprised if they use it right there.
Some sweet purple stuff. And now,
This will probably be the kill on Matumba that they've been wanting.
which he's still highest in net worth here. Could be a nice little swing.
Yep, he's very far up. This should be an
Let
easy
me
one.
soften him up with a blast for you. Boom! Now the jump in, now the burrow, the crush, everything they got to dish out. But they can't do it!
Goodness, yeah,
He toggles the ult and the stampede,
Oh my God.
toggling the armlet all along the way. Matama Man just avoids a 3-on-1 gank. Are you serious?
That was 4, wasn't it? That was Sand King, Slardar, Storm,
You're right.
and Coddle.
That was a 4-on-1 gank.
4-man gank. So he gets the armlet toggle, and then GH throws the Rubik, the Fade Bolt on them, so they get the reduced damage. So he's able to get the toggle, and then the Stampede for him to just run and escape. That was really well played by him. I was 100% sure he was going to get bursted down. Bottom lane now, Kuroki gets isolated.
Yep.
And
He's
he
done
gets
for.
brought down.
Get some salty jabs onto Kaka in the meantime, but certainly will get dropped. We're giving a lot of praise to Liquid avoiding a gank, but it's 4-0 still for NewBee. They're the teams that are being the aggressors.
That's how, I mean, that avoiding a gank is massive, though.
It is true,
They
yeah.
committed heavily for it. They used the smoke. They even used the Shrine to go for that gank as well.
Yeah.
They do get the dazzle afterwards in the bottom lane, but they want to slow down the Alchemist.
That could have been mega crippling to
Yeah.
Liquid and their approach into the mid game, but it looks like they will be able to breathe new life into the hopes of their Alchemist play here, while NewBee sliding into some damage on this tier 1 in the bottom lane. Matama Man steps away from the mid lane and now shows up in the bottom now, so it looks like he's going to be residing here for a bit of farm. And Miracle, okay.
Yeah, he just wants to defend this tier 1. And, losing your tier 1 this early gives him way too much access point to your jungle, which is that jungle is just way too important as an Alchemist Juggernaut lineup.
It's time to give supports some lanes too to kind of get some XP here. We might see GH just kind of go to that mid lane and try to, well, it looks like he's already got his level 6.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's got the
Steal
arcanes
that
too.
illuminate. Illuminate me, illuminate you. What a fun mid lane.
And let's see, UU9 went for the Midas, so they already know this is going to be a long one. Playing versus an Alchemist, you have to be greedy in some manner. But another smoke coming out, Kaka and SCC. These smokes that we were talking about, Mind Control. Does have Stampede up. He has a full hood finished up too, so he's extremely tanky.
Yeah, but he's going to get spotted here from U9, and they'll converge. Now, can he shrug off this trouble? Well, there's no trouble to be had. They'll just cross each other's path. Now SC's like, no, I'll commit half my mana pool to jump in for Mind Control here, who will easily pop the hood.
Forced reaction.
Does force out a TP. But yeah, maybe a little ambitious if they were hoping to kind of get the.
It was like kind of. It was a kind of cute like they like walked by.
Hey,
each other,
wait
like,
a minute. Was that a centaur?
Where'd he go?
Well, maybe we'll miss the boat on that one. Mid lane, burrow harassment with a blinding, with the illuminate there. We'll do a little bit of work, but nothing too hasty. Looks like Faith is going to go right for the Agnum Scepter. I wouldn't mind him picking up usually the, the Wind Lace there for the extra move speed, but looks like he's going to play the greedier road. Can't blame him, though. I mean, you have physical hard hitters like your Jug, like your Alk. Blinding Light is going to be a very valuable tool.
Yeah.
All right, another deep ward from Kaka.
Yeah, and you can already tell like the pace of the game is that Liquid isn't going to be the ones like really on the offensive too much. Oh, GH might actually be able to get.
Oh, they got him.
A high ground, nice play there.
Wonderful flank there between Miracle and GH, and add that to the charts. What was that? 28 Omni Slash.
As they don't want to be too aggressive. Oh, and boom, they make an aggressive play with this one. No, that was a good rotation. They had the high ground vision that they placed earlier, so they did see him jungling very low. But if you look at their jungle, if you look at Liquid jungle, they have 3 wards defensively placed. So they really want to emphasize on just being able to farm their own jungle and just get those kind of like clean gold.
Because they neglected on having so many wards earlier, they have just 4 wards on the map right now.
5, actually.
Oh, yeah. They're just covering the whole field. So this is their time. And they might be eyeballing this top lane here. I'll have to see. They haven't really been able to add too much pressure onto U9. Second in net worth right now, of course, to the gross lead of your Matamaman Alchemist, but he is finding his way towards an armlet.
He's almost got. He's about to have Radiance.
And we have a Blink Dagger on Slardar now, too, so they'll probably be looking to make that debut soon enough, and it's going to be towards the top lane here. U9 could jump in the back of him if he wants, but...
He doesn't have that armlet, though, like we mentioned. Like, you want your armlet to be able to do that, like, massive burst. He only has the Midas.
Yeah. So KP might just kind of hide in the dark here until that time is good to go. But it looks like Liquid have pulled away from that top lane altogether and are making their approach elsewhere here. And back to the grind of farm here. As Miracle has a bottom lane to work with. How has SCCC been doing? Right to the Bloodstone.
Well. Yeah, he's pretty close to it.
So is this like one of your Bloodstone, then Orchid kind of pickup games? Or should he adventure elsewhere after the Bloodstone pickup? I don't know if like you're going against a Jug and Alk that maybe an Orchid isn't as relevant and you'd like to get something else.
It's too good versus the Dazzle and the Centaur, though, right? To get in the back lines and stop the Stampede or the Grave. You can stop like both if you see them, if you have the vision of them.
Jump in, silence Dazzle while you're taking another target.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's probably just the standard, Bloodstone Orchid.
It's too easy, too cookie cutter. Kaka.
I'm keeping an eye on Faith because he's farming incredibly well. Halfway that Aghanims already, and this is I mean the 5 Coddle, quote unquote. I mean Kaka's kind of been playing as the 5 this game, but he's not buying the wards.
If you have an Ags by 20 minutes, like I feel like you're having a great game.
Yeah.
But if you get to sooner,
Mind Control,
better,
get spotted. Top lane,
lead in, crush. There's that blink showing, and he is going to be surrounded quickly by 3. He's able to pop the hood, but SCC has showed up and is going to be able to kind of finish things off. GH will be able to make it away, but that's a Stampede down 2. 4-man rotation for that one. NewBee will pull ahead 5-1.
Radiance online for Matu, and GH does steal that Burrow Strike from earlier, so it's like probably the best spell that he can steal almost out of any spells.
What is that? Oh, they pop in the back of KP and go right to the bottom lane. They're not stopping there.
Oh, they saw Kuro drop the heal bomb. They're going in on him.
And he is gone. Man, coast to coast kills from NewBee. I love it. And they're going to be moving right in for the tier 1. So efficient, taking advantage of this power peak.
As soon as he gets the armlet, they go for that play with Blink Dagger Slardar.
So good. Faith also just 900, 800, now 700. Jesus, away from finishing out that Ags.
He's actually, wow, he's that close. That's
Yeah, I mean, passed on that win
pretty
list,
massive.
and I guess he wasn't, well, the ward bitch really this game. It was Kaka.
Well,
so,
but he was buying them, and he's been handing them to Kaka. So
I guess
but
just,
like him not having to run around and place them does let him just like kind of
That's
sit
true.
and be able to farm.
That's true.
Kaka's just kind of the playmaker with SCC. See?
And Liquid's attention have been mostly into the northern jungle of NewBee, so he's been kind of hanging out in the other side of the map, farming all through there, and then the lower half of the jungle. So he's had a safe spot to kind of build that farm too. But here we have towers taken down from both sides. Faith will look to finish out that set Ags here in the top lane. We got Mind Control muscling forward, trying to get into that Blink Dagger. That will certainly help as an initiation tool here for Liquid. But otherwise, it's still building up this monster here. Radiant's done.
Bot's
Looks like a Manta
done.
next. Yeah. So he's the ever-growing beast that NewBee are going to have to acknowledge at some point.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking about right now, is acknowledging the Alchemist. Are they going to be able to burst him down properly through this very defensive draft from Liquid?
Yeah, because once they feel like they're in fighting or pushing shape on Liquid, I don't imagine they're going to be letting him be on his own too much. He has been he stuns himself, but he will probably be hanging by his allies here. Stampede, is that top lane? Yeah,
Looks like they were trying to get the lift or the burrow strike from GH, but yeah, unable to get in range.
He's got that Ags, by the way, on Faith, so that's en route.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, to be honest.
The Uber man, be able to pull around U9 or SEC if he'd like. Oh, it looks like they've spotted Kaka here, invading. Tries to go and hide under the sandstorm, but they have a sentry in the pocket ready to go. SCCC rotating on in, but now he's surrounded by near 5 Liquid members. Show up to the neighborhood, and NewBee get the hell out.
Yeah, more deep wards placed from Kaka. That one wasn't spotted, but I think they might check that hill soon.
Yeah, he's got another one over here. Oh, this one's actually about to expire, hence the new one planted. Okay, we haven't seen too much of Liquid kind of being more proactive, but they pop a smoke now.
They've got the Blink Dagger now, finally on the Centaur.
Yeah, I feel like this is what they were really waiting for, is being able to kind of get the fight started on the back of Mind Control here. And
they're baiting SCC right now.
Yeah, they are. Oh, we'll see that blast. They'll know someone's hanging in the trees nearby, but now they smoke, and NewBee could round the corner here.
I can't believe he has an Aghanims already. It's daytime right now, too.
Oh,
this
yeah.
could be really big.
It's a level 4
NewBee.
Illuminate. That's a huge. That's like a mech. That's like a mech wave flying through your team. Oh, long jump in. See you later, Dazzle. That defensive tool is going to be gone, but GH has been able to steal the ball lightning. Avoids the extra trouble.
Picking up 1 kill is pretty sweet, though. It usually will open you up to get that tier 1 now.
That crush bomb is just... Dazzle just has no chance.
Oh, yeah. A lot of heroes on...
Heal my
Majority
wave.
of them will die, actually, if they get hit by the crush bomb and there's no one there to follow up.
So, can NewBee just pressure objectives now? Is that going to be a good thing to do against this Alk who's still trying to like bulk up a bit? They might just 5-man here. Look at this. They found the stack of Ancients, too, and they'll just take it.
Tripled Ancients. I think they can probably just do that, but I think their play is going to be when they have the Desolator on the Lifesteal, just go for the Rush. However, it's nighttime now, so it makes a big difference. This probably was where they might feel a little bit more reluctant to just keep that pressure on.
Oh, they found the courier heading towards the top lane, and they'll take it out.
Okay, so SCC is going to be just going for Bloodstone into straight Shivas, not going for the Orchid to get into that backline.
Okay, SCC, he's going to be the one spotted now. Oh, GH uses a little bit of medicine against him there as he jumps into the ball lightning, gets the telekinesis, and they'll take both him and Kaka down, and this will open up an opportunity for Liquid to move on to their next objective. Could be Roche, could be mid lane, could be the Coddle that happens to be hanging out nearby, and he will eat a mighty stomp and an Omni Slash for his troubles.
Didn't back up quick enough as soon as it got turned into nighttime. Liquid just able to capitalize on that with the Centaur Blink Dagger and the GH Zip. Just excellent play there, being able to get the lockdown needed.
SC trying to farm within the trees, but still gets spotted again. Will they mass lock him down, or will he be able to jump out? He makes it away, just barely, about 100 life.
Wait a minute. Is that... why do I see a Desolator on SCCC? Oh, it's the Lifestealer's Desolator. I was like, wait, he bought a Deso on Storm as well? He's just bringing it to the Lifestealer.
Oh, I was...
Because he put it in his stash, and it wasn't showing that it was Kaka's or it wasn't showing that it was UU9's when I was mousing over it. It was just saying that it was his. So I was like, whoa, wait a minute. How the hell did he just get a Deso?
Insta new meta hacks. What the hell? All right, well, so we'll be able to hand that one off here. A bit troublesome there for NewBee as Nightfall does come down, and Liquid are able to kind of get things closer to even here, 5-7. We'll try to take a early peek here at my net worth graph.
Yeah, they've got an Alchemist. They're always going to be leading.
That's true.
Yeah.
XP, though, a bit closer.
Yeah. This is, I mean, it's looking great for Liquid. Newbies, you can tell they're always on the aggression. They have to be. They're always the ones on the onus to just put the pressure onto Liquid, because Liquid's just like, okay, we're content with this. We have Alchemist, you know, the Aghanims, the Moonshard pooling, etc. It's just incredibly strong.
Looks like they've been able to ping out.
He's already
NewBee's backlines
pre-weaved
here.
That's the thing. He is pre-weaved already on Matu.
The pre-weave. Yeah, he's got 8 plus 22 armor right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if they spotted that and were waiting to buff out. Either way.
Yeah, they were. They were pinging it out. And also, it looked like NewBee was thinking that Liquid actually had a high ground war, because they were non-stop pinging it because of that preemptive weave. But now they just go for the Roche instead. They should be able to bring this down very quickly with the Desolator Amplify. Corrosive Haze.
Corrosive Haze, sir. What is it? Bash of the Deep? Come
Yep.
on. Is that really the best name you can come up with, Frog? Bash
Dude.
of the Deep.
He is I mean, Slaughter has the fish. You know, he has the light thing coming from him, so he's a deep fish. So Bash from the Deep. But come on, man. I like it.
All right.
I think it's very clever.
Suck up.
So SCCC picks up the Aegis. Any other big pickups? No, he's still just going for that Shiva's Guard, as we were mentioning. Kaka's... does he have the Blink Dagger finished? Yeah, he does have the Blink, so he's going to be going for the Yules afterwards, and Faith going just for Glimmer. Standard items. KP, since it's an offlane Slardar, he wants to be able to scale as well. Going to be going for a Midas, but I don't know if they're putting enough pressure on this Alchemist still. He's able to just do his Alchemist thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's a bigger purse to pick up for NewBee if they do manage to bring him down, but he's been doing his own thing here, still farming his way through that bottom lane, as NewBee are looking to go for their own trade here. Oops. Wipes out another steal, but he wants to grab it. Ah, doesn't get it. Rubik takes it and flees before SCCC has the chance to make the jump. But they'll take their tier 1 and just have to walk away for now. I mean, overall, how are you feeling? I mean, I'm still feeling like, you know, Liquid are bulking up pretty nicely here. I would be a little concerned for NewBee. I feel like, I don't know, like, you want to say that NewBee need to kind of be more proactive and try to, like, you know, push things forward, but do they have the tools necessary to even do that against this team?
It's just because of the positioning where Liquid is like fighting. Like, look at where NewBee's forced to take these fights. It's like right next to a tier 1, right next to a tier 2. KP getting gone on in the mid lane, gonna get bursted down from the Centaur right away.
A wonderfully set up there from
GH.
GH with that ball lightning, and they're not done yet. Stampede on forward, looking to go for Kaka, but a jump-in bomb does come out, and they're going to quickly shred out the Dazzle. On the other side, they are going to be managing to burst through. Forces out a buyback from KP, looking to go back in, gets stomped from Mind Control, and he goes down right away. A dieback instantly going to be taken away, but on the other side, they are going to be able to burst through Miracle. Now they're looking to Mind Control, and it looks like NewBee still will be able to get the laugh at the end of the day here. Finally able to muscle him down, the only survivor being Matama Man. It did cost NewBee a little bit, though, but they are able to kind of get the better end of it.
Yeah, it was like the instant that Liquid actually makes some more of an aggression play, moving away from their side of the map, where they've been getting, you know, NewBee's been running and making the aggression, and Liquid's kind of been coming out well. This is the one time that they go and make the press forward, and they actually get punished for it. Nice little buyback from KP. I mean, he didn't really actually do anything with his buyback except for dying, but he forced people to use spells on him into the back line. So
he forced Mind Control to jump onto him and use everything he had, which means at that point, Mind Control had nothing. So I'm sure KP's okay with that.
It's very hard. It's a very hard game for Kuroki to be able to stand in the right position, because he's not able to get really any farm in this game, so he doesn't have anything like a Glimmer to save himself, nothing like that. So as soon as he steps up, he's just going to get gone on right into the back lines until there's like, you know, the Centaur Aghanims to be able to at least try to help him. But that won't come for a while until Alchemist pulls it, more than likely.
Faith summoning forth more NewBee friends here. As they just dropped a sentry but didn't take out the ward, it looked like. Yeah, there's definitely a sentry up there, but it looks like they'll just walk away from that. And back up through. All right. What's Faith picking up next after he got the Ags? Oh, he's going for Glimmer.
Just Glimmer, yeah. Just board items.
I mean, I like Force Staff, to be honest with you, but I guess Glimmer will definitely support in all the extra magical bursts, plus getting someone out there in a very sticky situation. Diffusal now done for Miracle here.
Farm.
And GH has got his Blink Dagger. I don't know how old that is, but
he had it. He's got it like a couple minutes ago.
Uh-oh.
So. Oh, here we go.
This could be a big payday.
Wow.
Big payday for
Kaka with the
NewBee.
positioning.
Oh, man. They had not been able to take him down, but if that's a 3-kill streak plus, you know, the ridiculous net worth,
That was
that all went to U9.
patience too. He was sitting there like waiting. The Rubik was right. GH was right next to Matumba for a while. As soon as GH starts moving out, Cockett starts channeling.
Good hit for NewBee here. Definitely puts him on the up and up, and you know, it's a hard hit for Matumba Man, and I'll have to wait 40 seconds to be able to get back into the grind here, but that's not going to stop NewBee from advancing forward and trying to pressure and take down these tier 2s if they can.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom lane they go.
Almost has. He's about to have Shivas finished up. AC finished up on the lifestealer now too. So they do have some good damage potential right now coming out with these two.
Looks like a tower in the books while Miracle does his own split push thing.
These towers are very important though now. Now they have full access to Liquid's jungle, which really hurts Alchemist.
Yeah, I mean, they could get a gem here. Just give it to Faith and be able to kind of totally control vision.
I think that's going to be his. He's probably going to put it into his quick buy right after this. Like he's got Glimmer Cave finished. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it come up in a second.
More deep wards planted, and then they look to head on back. Shiva's now done. SCCC has U9
reclaimed,
ready to go.
Now he's going to double back for the Orchid into the after the Shiva. So he just wanted to have more defensive potential.
I mean, up to that point, they were getting good jumps onto him where they were able to burst him down through a couple of stuns. So it's nice to have the extra durability and be able to survive through what could have been some potential burst plays from Liquid. Obviously, will also slow down the physical DPS that they're going to be dishing out in this game. Liquid Smoke now.
GH did steal Epicenter in that last situation, so looks like they did want to be able to use that as well and go for an aggressive play.
Blink Epi Rubik? Oh, please. Here they go, right up through.
Great awareness from NewBee.
But yeah, NewBee are just, I don't know, maybe they even saw the smoke. They're just waiting way back. Like, no one's in any lane, really.
Yeah, it's not,
no one's jumping KP bottom. What's going on? And they show themselves in the mid lane and will have to be forced into going for the tier 2, which looks like they will be able to easily claim. NewBee are waiting way back, preparing, softening up the wave with some illuminates here, but they're happy to wait indoors until Liquid are forced to step off. It looks like that's going to be the case now. Forced to attend to the top lane, and they have to attend to the bottom lane. This could be NewBee's time to roll out.
Yeah, it looks like it. See a
AC.
line drawn.
Did he already have the AC on the lifestealer as well?
Yeah, he picked it up, I think, like 2 minutes or 3 minutes ago.
All right. And Kaka's got that. Yule's done. Flying his way through the bottom lane here.
Very farmy game, as expected, with an Alchemist.
Yeah. Lots
Kaka,
of,
they're looking to set up for bottom lane, but
you can see the hesitation even now by Miracle. He's not even feeling too comfortable.
Yeah, he's like,
putting himself out in that lane.
I don't see anyone on the map. He's like, I only see UU9 farming our Ancients right now. I'm not really too sure where anyone else is. Yeah, I can't walk up those hills when the rest of his team is top. They have no one defensive sitting behind him.
It's pretty much the opposite. Before you see Mamatama Man in the top lane, no one really contesting it. So NewBee are definitely up to some fishy stuff right now.
He's got the Octarine finished up now on Matu, and he's going for that Shiva's Guard, so he's going to be giving that driving force, that Alchemist that we just love so much.
And then he's into Agnums. Yeah. Agnums for everybody. So who's your #1 Ags guy on Liquid for this game?
Probably GH. I mean, we obviously would want to give it to the Centaur, but Centaur's already building his own, so I would say GH after that.
Yeah.
And then probably just... I'm trying to think of what the Jug or the Dazzle. They're both good. I'm sure it doesn't matter. It's up to them. I'm pretty sure they would give it to GH first, though.
Yeah. Been pretty clutch on the steals even in this game. And the setups. And after the push top lane, it looks like Mataman takes his business back towards the mid. NewBee have been kind of on hold a bit. I don't know. Maybe they're holding out for daytime here, but...
yeah, they bought the gem as well.
Okay.
So now they've got their...
Get the gem, they can get daytime. They could sweep through the Roche pit area, take out all the vision, and then take the Roche. And then they go back on the offensive once again. And put pressure on Liquid to try to contest that Roche.
Kuroki just got a lot of wards down. Scouting out both river sides, both river areas, scouting out the Roche as well.
Yep, and he's holding a good chunk of sentries too, trying to make sure he gets the vision in his own jungle.
Got to hang out into sentries too for the fights for the Sand King to make sure he can't just get multiple Sandstorms off, and of course the Glimmer Cape.
All right, and now NewBee will spot out the Roches up here. We got About 30 seconds until daytime. NewBee could look to get it started, but
I think they wait. Yeah, I think they wait.
I don't think they have good vision on that side of, like, towards the Liquid Secret Shop to see if anyone's going to be coming. Oh, no, they do.
Yeah, they
have
just
the
saw
yeah.
just saw Matu.
Oh, they just put that
pick up
ward
the
down.
Shivas. Yeah.
Okay, so they got a good ward up there. There's Faith at. He's got that gem.
They're ready to go.
They're going to come on through now, and they could take out those wards.
Liquid just smoked. They pre-weave as well. Looks like they're going for a big engagement with Matu being 6-slotted now.
If they spot him and see the early weave, they could sense something's up. Liquid are heading down and potentially away from where NewBee are.
Oh, illusion room for Matu. There we go. Cash money. Push lanes out as well.
Yeah, those illusions are heading all over the place. All right, Liquid creeping
go.
away towards the mid lane.
Now
just on
NewBee's
the
got
other
the
side.
smoke. They might be able to get the advantage here, but Liquid's waiting in the tree line.
Where are they going? Okay. They'll show themselves in lane, and they're going cross-country here. They're drawing out to go all the way
Second smoke
through
from
into
Liquid now.
the bottom lane. Liquid are waiting behind Matama Man, hoping to bait him.
Both teams just used like expended. Yeah, they used expended 2 on Liquid, 1 on NewBee.
They'll see that ward now. Quickly take it out. I don't know if Liquid saw that. If they suddenly realize they just lost vision down
Kaka
there.
just walked right into Liquid.
Oh, hey, everybody. But
They see Kaka on the high ground with
they
that
wanna
ward,
go,
though.
and they get him. They go right away, get the instant telekinesis, and get the instant takedown. That vision.
Yeah, Kaka, no idea that that ward was there. GH was the instant lift.
And they frantically run back and look to go for the Roche, while Liquid look to make a push happen in the mid lane. They've already got the tier 3 down. They're going to be going for racks. I think NewBee have to double back, and they will. Good force by Liquid. Jump in from SC, jump right back out. Jump in bomb on from Matama Man. He's going to need assistance. They don't have a stampede.
He's so ridiculously tanky already.
He's shrugging it off, pops his Shivas, charges out his stun, throws it on the old man. Follow up
Chemical
crush.
Razor's down for 5
SC
seconds.
needs mana, man. He's going to have to get back and get some mana here. He's trying to bottle his way into some more mana, but NewBee dishing out everything they can to hold this high ground. And it looks like they will be able to at least save the racks here. But as they step back to get things back equalized here, get some health, get some sustain, that's when Liquid could double back and go for the Roche themselves. In fact, they're going to get the Shrine because the tier 3 went down. Free money, and now go into the Roche pit. Big turnaround here for Liquid.
Yeah, as soon as Kaka was coming back, they were like, okay, we got to be a little bit careful. Don't need to break a high ground when there's a Roche up. That's very scary
awkward.
to do.
SC with a long jump in, but Faith already recalled him, so he unfortunately will lose some mana from that. But he gets it back here, and they get to the Roche area in good enough time that Liquid are going to be not able to kind of easily do it.
Matu going for a play here onto
down
Kaka.
there. Kaka pops the Yules, burrows to the side. The crush from KP creates the space, but it's U9 who's going to be able to get the quick slice and takedown. Both Miracle and Kuroki going to be taken out of this one. Double stun comes through from GH, pops up the E-Blade, tries to go for DB, but gets quickly taken down. He stole the epicenter, trying to make some work out of it, but gets dropped first. And now the mana leak forces Matama to get stunned on up, and they will surround him and finish him off. 4 go down. NewBee beeline it back for the pit. I unfortunately didn't even catch like the beginning. Like U9, they must have instantly just jump bombed and taken out Miracle and Dazzle.
The Kuroki and Miracle were standing kind of on top of each other, and he just gets the Orchid off on top and the pull onto Miracle. And yeah, they burst down both with the Basher as well. It's just way too much burst now coming out from Lifestealer and Storm into that backline. Just instantly, as soon as they see the Dazzle, the fight just becomes a mess. Very well played there by NewBee.
And went from a situation where Lyrical were pressing to the high ground, taking a tier 3 and taking a Shrine, and now it's NewBee taking it right the other way here. Probably looking to see if they can force Alchemist to dip into his piggy bank and pull out that precious buyback here. 35 seconds he has to wait otherwise. Jump in from SEC, looking to go for some backline grab with the bomb.
Oh,
nice setup, nice quick takedown. Mind Control going to be taken out right away from this. U9 now godlike in this game. SC jumps on back. Matama Man does do the buyback, but gets blasted away from that blinding light. NewBee came in and they got what they wanted.
Yeah, they actually have so much burst potential now with the amplified damage as well as the AC and Desolator. KP isn't even level 18 now. Or he's almost level 18 now, and that's going to be even more. So it's going to be like minus 30, whatever, 32 armor on any target that they want to go for.
Yeah. And that is going to be a tough pill to swallow here for Liquid.
Now Abyssal Blade now finished for the Lifestealer too, so even more lockdown. And he still has another item slot to be able to replace.
Yep.
He went for that Midas, so if he wants to go for like the MKB, if he really feels like it's necessary versus the Miss, he can. Whatever he opts for, maybe even a Bloodthorn himself, who knows. And it looks like it's going to be for that Bloodthorn.
Does look like
Okay,
Storm's going to be going for Lincoln's too. So.
Switched for Daedalus now on UU9.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he had the Bloodthorn picked up, but then I guess maybe he just like instantly switched up. They want to have that like quick burst.
Yeah.
We saw that coming into fruition earlier as well when Envy was playing the Shadow Fiend.
Yo, long jump bomb to the top lane, but NewBee just getting back into equalizing out these lanes a bit.
Oh, I didn't even count the Solar Crest, so it's like minus 44 armor, sorry.
Oh, I thought that's what you were counting.
No, because it's 20, 12, 7, and then 5, so.
Nice.
Math.
And yeah, everyone's starting to get pretty loaded up here for NewBee as far as farm goes.
Yeah.
I mean, Coddle has more net worth than Mind Control Centaur right now.
That's ridiculous, actually.
Yeah.
That's like, and remember we were saying like, this is like a 5 Coddle.
Yep. Yeah, Faith playing it too, but that guy can farm. And now it's on Liquid here to make something happen. It looks like they're clumped as 5. Just the good old college try down the mid lane, it seems. No smoke approach or anything. They're just taking their parade down here.
Now, Mind Control does have the Aghanims finished up, but the one thing about this Centaur is he may have the damage reduction when he uses the Stampede, but if you're looking at him without that Stampede, he's sitting on like 10 armor on the Centaur versus the minus 40 that is potential coming out from NewBee, so he will be very squishy if he gets caught by those.
That's true.
It's like you have the, you have your 4 seconds of your 40% damage reduction, but when that wears off, you are very, very squishy to the side of NewBee.
Looks like Liquid have been able to kind of finagle the way over to the second shrine, and will at least claim some extra money for everybody.
Miracle's even recognizing that this armor thing is just becoming way too much of a deal. He's going to even be going for an AC on the Juggernaut.
Interesting. I mean, he was able to pull up the stat game a bit by getting the Scotty, but for how fast he died in that last trade, doesn't even feel like he's that stat heavy, but the armor, try to help that a bit. And Liquid will double back.
NewBee playing very patient. I think they're feeling like, they're like, oh, you know what, Liquid probably thought that they had the late game, but we're scaling really hard.
Yeah.
We're 6,000 gold lead versus an Alchemist. I mean, of course, they don't know they're 6,000 gold lead, but they probably can feel how much of an advantage that they have pressing on. And they've got Midases, they've got Slaughter, he's got the potential to grow a lot, as well as the Storm still. Storm's going for that Bloodthorn.
Early pre-weave here, as Liquid there are going to be venturing open to the high ground of NewBee. Ooh, I was going to say NewBee. That is a blind blink stomp too. Uh-oh. They found KP. They're moving in. They're going to connect with the stun. They're looking to go for the finish, but they're jumping from SEC, looking to go for the backlines. Can he get the burst finish on Dazzle? Yes, he can. They're hitting him right where it hurts. GH will be able to E-Blade and make it to the high ground and out from trouble, but they re-engage onto the heart of the fight. Blast flying on through, but Tummament's still holding his own. A giant Omni Slash will come out and manage to burst through the Aegis. Unite should be going down next, and they will get him down. Return of the Life from SEC will be able to get the finish onto GH, jumping in and back out, but he's surrounded by 3 here. And with those kind of numbers, they're going to have to pull all the way off.
GH picking up a godlike streak there from the kill on UU9. Yeah, he just got pretty much the entire Omni Slash hitting the Storm and the Lifestealer. And it looked like it was an Aghanims Omni Slash. It looked like it was a lot of... it was an Aghanims Omni Slash. Okay, I was like... He looked like he was slashing for a very long time. Yeah, so that one already paying off.
First Ags went to the Jug.
Yeah, and pays off pretty massively in that fight.
Not enough for Liquid to follow it up with any objective game here, and it looks like NewBee are already on the prowl once again, so feels good for Liquid, but I think they still will need more.
Absolutely.
NewBee shaking up a bit, though, and we'll be handing over quite a chunk of change to Liquid from that takedown onto U9. Still waiting for his return.
Man, Kuroki's just having like an impossible game for himself. Like he can't reveal himself at all. He just gets instantly jumped. Like I think he threw out like a shadow wave, and then UU9 and SEC just zip right through to try to get him.
What was that?
Or not UU9, Kaka and SC Triple C.
It's ridiculous. It's like, do you even get Aether Lens just so you can cast from further away? It's out of control. The second they hear the breath of Dazzle, they're quick to jump.
Very tough game for him, yeah.
I don't think I've even seen like a clutch grave save. That's how much of a factor they've been able to kind of take him out of the fights. And Liquid will be able to maintain the vision and get right back to the mid lane here, where those Raxes are still exposed. I'd love to be able to siege away here, but NewBee have their own strong high ground defense here, in the Keeper of the Light, of course, being able to fend off Liquid in their approach.
Crazy amount of disable coming out from NewBee too, so it looks like Matama Man's feeling a little bit pressured by all of it, gonna have to go for a BKB himself.
And they are kind of rounding the corner from each other here. You got NewBee hanging on one side in their jungle, and Liquid hanging again towards that. What was the old Dire secret shop? But yeah, is it daytime now? Yes, it is.
Long stun from the Aghanim
And then blink back, waiting for the counterplay. That's where it happens. Mind Control looking to move from KP. Blinding Light will bump them back in a way as they continue their chase, but they go back for the backlines once again, and they'll quickly burst down GH. Mind Control and Kuroki also on this side. They were able to get the catch on the KP, but at what cost here? As it cost also their own backliners. Now Matama Man and Miracle trying to pick up the pieces, and together with Mind Control trying to equalize this fight. Re-engagement as they spot out the Coddle on the low ground. Try to quickly take them down, and they will do so.
That's a gem on the deck.
Yes, it is. To the high ground, back they go, though. SC is able to jump in. They look to get the surround play on the Matama Man, and they will be able to potentially burst him down. They get it. Two split apart there for Liquid. Left Matama Man on lone on the high ground, and that's when NewBee could kind of capitalize. So
I think it's really like kind of funny, but also like says like how much these teams actually understand what they need to be doing in the fights on their decision of targeting. NewBee just bypass everybody to go for that Rubik and the Dazzle, which you would expect.
Yep.
But all the way to the right side, while all the way on the left side, Liquid are like, the Rubik and the Dazzle are dead. Let's kill this Slardar because he's the one that matters the most. It was just like that separation was really funny.
It was unfortunately just after that got a bit awkward. That's where they saw the call to the low ground, and they kind of left Matama Man to his own devices on the high ground away, and that's when NewBee knew they could just pincer onto him and take him out.
Looked like Liquid maybe had a little slight miscommunication there. Matu wanted to press forward, but then they spotted the Coddle low ground and they went for him instead. So.
Yep. Okay. Oh, GH trying to go for a cheeky little swipe of the Burrow Strike here. Gets hit with the Yules. Oh my God. This is some high-level Dota for sure.
Yep.
Barely dodging each other here, using the Force Staffs, making the most of everything they have in their inventory. That's just supports.
And the buyback is back online. They're trying to force that again. It is, however, nighttime now.
Yeah, just unfortunately right as they make their high ground approach. But NewBee already here. Lead in Burrow. He pops the Ghost Scepter, eats his own. Burrow moving from SEC. Blinding Light bump back. Mind Control now stuck on the low ground. Epicenter comes out. They scoot him back behind, and they're going to be able to get the finish on Mind Control. But Man is holding onto that buyback. Needs 7 more seconds to make his return, but it might be too late. They've lost their Dazzle already. They've lost their Rubik. NewBee are going right into the Tier 3. Now here's the return. Just as Matama Man comes right back to life, that's when the buyback comes out from GH, and that is when NewBee make their leave. Or does it? They're actually turning back a bit here. Maybe Liquid are assuming NewBee are running away, but they're not. They jump back in. They're looking to go for the quick pick on Matama Man, but can they get him down? They look to pull him in, but he gets forced out to safety. Mind Control looks to re-engage, gets hit with the stun, and they're going to be losing KP on the side of NewBee. But they could be losing more. Burrow locked down, and they will burst down and finish out U9. Unfortunately, this re-engagement will not work out for NewBee.
Yeah, they had the high ground vision there. They tried to go for the Alchemist, but with the Manta, they actually only got the Illusions, and then the, double Force Staff coming out from the... double Force Staff or single Force Staff? It looked like a double.
There was definitely at least one.
It was one, okay. It was just one. So the Rubik being able to Force Staff Alchemist away from the Life Stealer pretty much saves his life because Matu was Bloodthorn there. He was going to start getting chunked down very quickly.
Yeah. It was a gamble, a bit of a greedy play with that kill. That was a bit of mid lane Rax.
Yeah,
potentially a second set. Now a buyback going to be forced out from KP. Liquid kind of reposition here. They pull out the weave and they're saying we're going in. We're not looking to walk away unless we get this Rax first. SC jumps in. That's when the Blade Fury comes out, and they look to kind of get the finish at least for the ranged Rax if possible. Jump in from Mind Control, gets out on the stun. SEC kind of locked in the hordes here. We'll be able to finally jump back and away. Goes all the way to the fountain to kind of re-heal up. The buyback is going to be forced out from U9 as he tries to get into action here. Liquid still not looking to fully pull out here. They have been unable to finish off even one Rax yet, but they have been able to kind of force NewBee to go into the piggy bank here, dish out at least a buyback.
Yeah, KP's been buying back. I don't know how many times this game, actually. I think that's like the third or something.
Yeah.
Because he's been sitting on the same items for a very long time. He's not really scaling on this Slardar.
Yeah. And obviously forcing out the U9 buyback is also pretty juicy for him. And now they're looking to head out. Look who's going for a re-engagement. Now it's going to be Liquid, already waiting on the high ground. Brilliant setup, but a monster burrow strike comes out from KP as a response, and that's going to allow them to kind of get the setup as they go for the back line, take out the Dazzle right away. They look to get the setup. The Rubik's also going to be going down. A jumping from Kaka is going to be able to get the mighty monster epicenter. Now they look to go for Miracle. They hit him with the Abyssal Blade. They're looking to lock him down, but Mind Control with the Stomp follow play is going to be able to clear the space to get him into the Blade Fury and head to the low ground here. KP trying to TP, will be able to make it out just in time. On the high ground, though, it's U9 muscling down and finishing out Mind Control here. And now Liquid,
they have
step
to run
off.
SCCC's respawning. They've got the recall for him, too, if they want to. A Fate's bringing him in.
They're bringing him. Get that guy here. He's
They're
going to go
for
the
Miracle.
jump.
Miracle's got to spin TP out, and he's going to be able to get it off here.
He's gone, and they'll
They
have
should
to
be able
settle
to
for
get the
Roche.
Yeah. Jesus, these fights.
They're ridiculous.
The Force Staff usage was insane on the Storm Spirit, saving him up there, and then the follow-up crush from KP, and then Kaka with the burrow onto the
that
epicenter.
burrow, like, they had that jump in, and then the burrow just sliced through the whole team.
And stopped like the
and
whole
stopped
of the aggression.
They were, that burrow wasn't there. That would have been a monster fight for Liquid. That was ridiculous.
And there's something too that's like really important to point out in these fights that a lot of people, like we've talked about a lot, but vision in fights. These teams are putting down obs wards during the fights to make sure they can see everything that's going on. They're saving these obs for just engagements now.
Yeah, that's why you like after the fight's closed, you're like, oh, these are some weird wards all
They have,
stacked
like,
on top,
three on top
all
of each
on top of
other.
each other
Yeah.
for the same time. But you know, vision is so key in this game.
Yeah, for the Centaur, for the Dazzle, even for like the Coddle and the Storm.
Look for your pubs where people are just going to spaz out obs wards during your fights now.
Oh, SCCC. He's got an Aghanims queued up on the Storm Spirit.
And as we know, it's got that sexy multiple vortex pull or whatever.
Yeah, and he actually goes for the 0.75 increased talent as well.
Pull it into a crush, into a burrow. That could be pretty damn handy. Miracle in the mid lane here, hiding under vision. Ho ho ho. May not know how close he could be to trouble because the gem was on Faith there nearby.
Yep.
But he just was a little out of range. And this is full daytime, unobstructed vision. They have 3 minutes still to work. This is like your best chance for NewBee.
Yeah, Matama Man's about to have an Abyssal Blade finished up on him, so got rid of his armlet. Then he's going to be able to give away a couple more of those precious Aghanims.
NewBee roll off. Feels like a pretty close game here. What does it say as far as the net worth goes? Still in favor of NewBee on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
It's just because of how farmed, I mean, all of their heroes are. It's not like they have, they don't even have a 5 hero. They have like everybody's kind of just like,
yeah.
Like the Sand King, the Coddle are far ahead of their off-lane Slardar. But that shows, gives a lot of testament to how sacrificial KP is as a player. Even though he's kind of like struggling, he's getting some decent initiations. And when he does buy back, he forces people to use spells on him and just dies anyway. So.
And then you have Kuro, who just still has that sad little medal.
Poor little Kuro. Yeah.
Little feeder medal he's got. But can't blame him, man. I mean, that's just
such a hard game.
That's the respect by NewBee, just recognizing that he has to go first.
Yeah, such a hard game for Kuro.
NewBee, shape up through that mid lane, still have another shrine to take down if they'd like. But Liquid are hanging towards the northern part of this map, and it's a bit uneasy to kind of head into that high ground territory, so they'll wait it out right now. But they have the ball in their court.
They've got the Aghanims.
By ball, I mean Aegis here.
Aghanim Storm with the Lifestealer.
Oh, my God. Well, I can't wait. Let's see here. Looks like Miracle just steps out.
I don't think I've seen it in a pro match.
Really?
I think maybe only once, twice. Not often in Aghanim Storm, that's for sure.
It just auto-triggers once you use Electric Vortex, right? It's not a separate skill, it looks like. So
no,
I guess
no.
it just grabs everything
in
the
area. Yeah, it grabs
area.
everything around you.
Cool. We'll see what kind of use it can make out of it. What's the range of how far I wonder it could grab people?
You can mouse over it. It's the same as
okay.
Yeah, it's 475.
It's pretty nice. All right, now it's time to get that other shrine down, and back the other way we go. It's going to be NewBee looking to make their advancement. They have 1 more minute of daytime. Might not be a whole lot, but just enough if they want to at least get the finish on what looks like this tier 2.
UU9 did finish up that MKB as well.
Still has that armlet he could swap in for the Aegis here, but
yeah,
he's getting 2 critical mass pretty much Moonshard is the next thing on his docket, so yeah. He's getting fully decked out. And what is turning into nearly an hour-long game one between these two titans. NewBee Liquid. Battle of the Blue.
This is pretty much all up to how the engagements go at this point, just because of how even these two teams have been playing.
I can't really go into being a broken record to say that obviously that, you know, Liquid dropping those first 2 games against IG, this makes it more precious for them to walk away from this series with 2 wins, hopefully. I mean, only the top 2 from each group going to be making it into that upper bracket here. And Liquid were coming into this feeling like probably one of the favorites, winning Star Series, you know, just under a month ago. Coming in feeling like strong competitors here, but NewBee giving them a run for their money. These Chinese teams giving them a run for their money.
Absolutely, yeah. Kuroki now finishing up his, he's got his Solar Crest. He's got not just a medallion now. He's got an item.
Hell yeah. U9 in the mid lane seems a bit too easy. So, obviously a bait attempt. They have a Lotus Orb now to even hit him up with. Uh-oh. They jump into SEC here. They'll see Matama Man like, you want to bait? We'll bait our guy in the mid lane. How about that? Who's going to make the jump? Look at this standoff right now.
Aegis just got reclaimed.
I don't think NewBee are definitely not running into that high ground here. But
yeah,
if
Radiant
Liquid
scan.
are watching the timer, they'll know that Aegis is down.
Yeah, Liquid just got a nice scan, knowing that NewBee's all over there. Or at least a couple of them are over there.
Looks like NewBee will pull off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it out with the illusion too, it looks like. So NewBee will round back the corner and possibly take their business towards the bottom lane, it seems. But U9 continues to wait into the backpack of SCCC for now. And Liquid have still not shaken away from this positioning either.
Yeah, they are not leaving that area. They're like, nope, high ground's ours, sorry.
It is definitely making it very tricky for NewBee here.
Everyone's going for their... Kaka even has Moonshard queued up on the Sand dude.
You can hand off Moonshards.
Yeah, exactly.
So that could be something for the Storm Sphere.
Could be for one of them, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I've even farmed up a couple of Moonshards on Coddles in games too, so it's not the craziest thing. Mid lane though.
Matu.
Charge starting up down below. It looks like they're able to kind of get the lead and grab. Stun's coming out, but he's got the Lotus Orb on, so he can't really commit it. He'll eat the stun himself, but now be able to shake it off as they look to make their move. It's going to be U9 who's trapped within the mix. Jump in crush comes out from KP. A slide in crush of his own from GH. And now Miracle dishing out a hell of an Omni Slash between them all. Will slash right through NewBee, wiping the floor with 4. And it's only Faith, the lone old man, trying to make it away on the back of a freaking Glimmer Cape here.
Oh my god. That follow-up stun from GH was actually so perfect. Mind Control gets like a 2 or 3 man stun. GH slides in, gets a 3-man stun on top with the Omni Slash just coming through.
Yep.
And this Juggernaut is 6-slotted, so that Omni Slash with the Aghanims as well just brings them down so quickly. I didn't even see if there was a weave thrown on top either. They just died so fast.
There are buybacks available on everybody but KP this time. And 10 more seconds for SCC. He does not want to have to use it. So they're going to have to lose their racks in the mid lane and try to work from there. Hard hit for Liquid. Liquid go to the top lane now. Storm's back. How can they stop this one? Tier 3 already down. Oh, maybe not. Miracle happy to wait out the glyph, and they're going to go right in for the racks too. Can they do anything about it? The long jump comes in. There goes the Agnum's pull. They'll hit him right away. He steals the Remnant, gets the lift. Burrow Strike flies forward, but still not enough damage. Follow Burrow also going to be there as it's responded right back with the Lotus Orb. NewBee step back, create a little bit of space here. Don't want U9 to get quickly bursted down, but Liquid are going to be able to get the finish on the racks here.
They can't burst anyone down with KP dead.
Moving back in and moving right on out.
The retreat.
Liquid, get in and get it done, man. Hell of a great fight. Allows them to take not 1 but 2 sets of racks. NewBee now backs against the wall here.
This so much. Like the Centaur Aghanims with the damage reduction on top of just the lockdown that came out from GH and Mind Control. Just
pipe, the weave.
Wow.
This is so much.
Impressive. Just KP is just, I mean, he's the 5 on their team, and I feel like he really needs to have something else to be able to just like weave in and out of the fight, because he's jumping in once, he's only getting maybe like 1 crush off, and then just getting annihilated.
It's so tough in these kind of games
Yeah, it is,
because it feels like when both teams have their full 5 at attendance ready to go, one's going to make the initiative. You burrow to one side, and then you'll have a jumping crush from Mind Control, and then you'll have a sliding crush coming out from KP, and then you have a stolen crush coming out from GH. It's absolute leapfrog for these teams over each other.
They have like 3 heroes that they want to be able to bring down from NewBee, but now with the Centaur Ags and all these, they're too tanky.
Now, I have a question for you. You Lotus Orb yourself, and you get pulled from the Agnums. I wonder if that reflects it back.
If you have an Aghanims yourself, yes. It reflects the pull around you.
Ooh. Well, Centaur does have an Ags and a Lotus Orb.
So if he does get it off, as long as the Vortex is targeted on him.
Smoked,
No,
approaching
actually,
from
I don't
the
know how that
north, but they just miss each other. Liquid are also smoked, heading right through that mid lane.
No, because you don't target it anymore, right? It affects everybody in the radius when you use the Vortex now.
Fair enough. I haven't played Storm with the Ags, but that sounds like it can make sense. Quick
NewBee
takedown.
grabs himself the Aegis.
But as they make their way back up to the high ground, Liquid could be there waiting for him. Oh, man.
Oh,
Unite
the
tries to
four-man
walk
pull!
up, but they get a huge monster pull coming out from SEC. There goes the blast. Can they shrug off the damage? GH is already down along with the Dazzle. This could be NewBee's time. Lead in. There goes the burrow. Is it going to be enough? Epi does not seem to get enough damage in there. Omni Slash now flying out from Miracle. Buybacks come out. GH back in the game now. U9 could be pulled back. SEC gets the double pull, and it's going to be the takedown of Miracle here as SEC looks to get the takedown of GH. It could be a dieback here, a very risky one for Liquid. While over on the other side, it's Matama Man caught deep on the enemy's territory.
That 4-man electric vortex into 4-man burrow strike?
I thought for sure
Oh my god.
that knew we were about to walk into a terrible situation, moving up into that high ground, but SCCC just jumps past all of that and grabs the backliner.
And UU9 instant rage too. He was like walking up the hill and he
Yeah.
raged. He was like, "Nope, I know you guys are here. I know something's up." Like they did get to have that ward down to catch like a little bit at the end of it, but still, that was very quick rage and very quick jump from SCCC.
So you have Miracle without a buyback for a minute here. I don't know if NewBee are going to be able to work with that or not. They're trying to still reset all of the lanes as they are and trying to make a new approach. But I think 40 seconds is a fair amount of time.
They expend there? Did they use the cheese? I'm positive, right? Yeah, they used the cheese because now SCCC has a cheese on cooldown. So he was able to use one of their cheeses for himself to bring him back up there in that fight.
He's got a new cheese now. And they're making their move on the racks. Miracle just got his money for the buyback, it looks like. So he could buy back now, but 20 seconds seems a bit too close, and you're already 2 racks up. It's okay if NewBee do manage to take 1 down. They'll at least get the melee, and that's all they actually want. They see that Miracle's coming back, and they don't want to risk it.
Everyone just got moon shards queued up in their inventories, even though the UU9 has a moon shard already eaten, and he has another one in his queued up. He's like,
I'll give
I
it to
want to
someone
give you.
else.
I want to give you one.
Coddle will get a moon shard probably by the end of this game, I'm sure. No moon shard yet on Matama Man, though.
Yeah, he gave it to Miracle. And then he also gave an Ags earlier to GH a couple fights ago.
Yep.
But Kuroki's just going for small items. He picks himself up a drum. He's got another item.
I'm the support.
Yeah, he's trying to do his job.
Yeah, man.
He's got like the hardest job.
1-11-11, man. It's been a hard game, but hey, what better time to peak than now here? And Liquid will roll themselves back through the lane. What a ridiculous game.
Yeah. Even the engagements, you can't even tell who's going to win like 10 seconds into the engagement because they just keep going for so long because how durable everybody is at this point.
So glad this game was not a one-sided affair for either team. Ended up being just as close as most would suspect here. Still a journey ahead of him, though. Miracle taking over as far as the top net worth thanks to all the extra Ags and Moonshard money. But
so Miracle got rid of his boots entirely, and he has the BKB, which he used in the last fight. And so now it's down to 9 seconds. But no boots at all on him.
yeah, he's a bit slow.
He does have the butterfly.
He can't
and
TP either.
Yeah.
That bit. That's. I don't know, man. It's not like
It's
not like you have a Coddle on your team. By the way, Coddle has an E-blade now. Okay.
Yep. He's like, I don't have room for a Glimmer Cape, guys. Sorry.
So wherever Miracle goes, the team's going to be there.
Yeah.
And for now, that slow warrior is
Okay,
in
here
the
we
bottom
go.
lane.
Oh, doesn't
Okay,
get the crush on target.
swing and a miss. Look at that. Look at the positioning for Kaka. Kaka is in there. They spotted him, but he quickly goes out. Oh. Reflect. Steal.
Yeah.
Suddenly Kaka has 2 burrow strikes. What? Okay, the SCCC bomb is there.
The patience by both teams.
This is so crazy.
They just pinged the DD rune. Oh, this DD rune bottom. They're like, this is what we need. This is the key to the victory in the team fight.
Oh, man. But do NewBee see it, and they're waiting for the bait? Nope.
They do not see it.
He's like, can I take this?
Miracle's like, I got to wait as long as possible to take this.
It's going to take me forever to get to the fight.
Oh
He's like,
my
I got to grab
goodness.
it and then just run my slow ass all the way to the fight with it.
All right, Vrosh. Long respawn, 4 minutes.
Yeah, Liquid need to make a move before that Roche.
Nobody's just in their base now, too. They're showing it.
Such
KP now sells his Midas and picks up a Shadow Blade. I was like, wait, what did he sell? I was pretty sure he had a Midas, yeah. So picks up a Shadow Blade now to try to go for those back lines. Getting a little bit more crushes off, maybe be able to survive.
All right, do Liquid try to breach and try to get a catch here? Kaka's just waiting there in Sandstorm. Okay.
1 minute until daytime.
Yeah. This is a very awkward situation. Liquid obviously not too comfortable just kind of throwing themselves into the base in fear that their backliners could be jumped on. Okay, but that's the weave. Liquid are going in. They want Megas. There goes the stun. Lotus Orb. No. Tom is, I'm not going to get anyone. I'll run back.
Yep,
Mantis
Manta
is up.
dodges it. Yep.
He's so cool. So freaking tense.
I mean, it's
My
like,
God.
it's just like they're both just like staring
This
each
is
other
just
down.
as hype as we were expecting. This is it, man. Could be one and done here.
Just one mistake
Yeah.
could cost you the game. Especially at where the position of where the fight can be taken. The Storm could have like 3 lives or even more than that with the cheese. The position that he's in around the 3 shrines and near his base. Liquid really has to be careful the way they take those type of engagements. And
This
yeah,
is such a thinking game right now. I'm wondering if it's like for Liquid, is it Kuro trying to just formulate the game plan and put it out to his team?
neither team really wants to like be the ones to start the fight because then it's
Yeah.
like, oh man, the counter initiation potential is just too high.
There's way too much counter-on-counter initiation in this game. It's like a total leapfrog, like I said. One will jump in, then the next team will jump in, then they'll fire out.
And then a Lotus Orb reflects
Yeah.
the ass, and then this, and then all over the place. Ping pong, ping pong.
It's crazy.
Liquid does have 2 lanes pushing in it onto NewBee's side constantly, though. So they're able to position themselves on that bottom side.
Okay, though. But we have a smoke and a movement from NewBee and a game plan. They've drawn on the mini-map here, but the same game plan has also been drawn by Liquid, maybe with the foresight to see newbies on their approach here. A fresh daytime is before us. And we got Miracle slowly blade fearing away from trouble. Initial lead in from the crush. The long jump in from SCC looking to go for the backlines. We'll keep eyes there. Can they get the burst? The insta Rubik takedown. Plus Miracle locked up in arms. Kuro is going to be able to get the grave off on himself, but that means Miracle's going to be left to his own devices. But he seems fine with that. Pops his BKB. Now the Omni Slash that's going to shred right through KP. And it could be NewBee on the full retreat mode. They've already lost 2, but the buyback going to be forced out. They re-engage. They look to go for the jump. Can they get the burst? But Tamaman going to be going down. Does have a buyback.
Oh, Mind
Jump
Control
back
was
from
in
Mind
too.
Control. He was so deep in there. They'll finish him off. He also has a buyback. NewBee hold this fight.
KP and Faith buybacks, yep.
They were totally split apart. Liquid, Matama Man, Mind Control way up north. Miracle hanging back side by side with Kuro. The fight being totally split apart. And these supports are just like, we can't do anything about this storm that jumps in and just blows them up. We'll see if NewBee can make their way across the map and force out some buybacks. They get the buybacks forced out. Do they pull away?
I think so, yeah. I don't think they can really force it too much. What did UU9 replace? He picked up a Maelstrom, now he's going for Mjolnir.
I thought he had crit before, or no?
Did he actually finish the crit? Whatever. Too many items coming out.
It's crazy. Oh, armlet. Armlet's gone.
Yeah, you replaced. Yeah, okay, you replaced the armlet now too. You're right.
Going
okay,
in, jump, pull out. The buybacks come out from Matama Man and company. The blasts are there. NewBee trying to step off and make some space here for themselves. And it looks like they may be able to do so. They have gotten Liquid to
double buybacks were expended, and like you said, as soon as those were, they start to back up. Maybe they might go for a re-engagement, but nope. Their two side lanes are pushing in very hardly. But they can always recall the storm after he pushes it out. We'll see if they want to do something like that. And it looks like SCCC now gonna be going for Dagon 5. I mean, these items are all just gonna be swapping and changing now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be all over the place.
Nearly 70 minutes in. This has got to be the longest game of DAC so far.
Yeah, I do believe it is.
For sure. And Liquid now with no buybacks, they want to go and take it to NewBee. While NewBee are trying to reset and get a new game plan going to try to close it out. They make their move right away. Jumping in for U9 and company here. Can they be able to get the burst through to get the finish? They can. SCC going to be going down now, and they're looking for U9 next. The blinding light is there. He quickly jumps back, quickly infests, and tries to make it away from trouble, but he pops back out, and they're going to be able to get him down. Both of them do have a buyback here. Liquid going to be going for closure, so those buybacks need to be forced out. First one there. Storm with a lower death timer can wait.
That's a pretty risky play, but also very good play by them. These, it's high risk, high reward at that point.
Yeah.
And they get the reward this time. And now it's going to be going for the Roche as well.
Haven't seen Liquid be able to kind of maintain the Roche and get the Aegis for themselves really much this game. And now they'll have the extra life, but who do you give it to? Who do you give it to? Everyone's so decked out.
That's
oh, it's going to be Matama Man. He's going to put the Shivas into the backpack along with the cheese and try to make it work with that. I mean, he does lose a chunk of armor. And he's like, I actually need
passed
that
it
armor.
off. Yeah, he needs the armor.
I need the armor. And opts to be slow along with Miracle. Just so slow.
I want to see what Miracle's, which one he's replacing. Because
so
he has Abyssal Blade coming out, that's a big pickup. Okay, it's the Diffusal too. So now he's got more lockdown for the Storm and the Lifestealer. Like, they actually can't man-fight this Juggernaut at all. He's very impossible to bring down if he's not completely controlled. Super tanky in his damage potential with the evasion.
He has no TP back, though. And I thought for a while, Matama Man did keep the boots in the backpack, but it's like, if he also has no TP, like, what stops NewBee from a crazy backdoor play if they manage to get one of these lanes pushed? But I don't know. This game's crazy enough. Who knows what the hell it's going to be coming down to here.
Yeah, both teams are just like, okay, now neither of us have buybacks on our main guys that we want, so we both have to be a little bit patient.
This is just game one, but 2-game series.
Ridiculous.
I don't know how much this is going to affect the schedule, but I would imagine you're going to be suspecting to see some overlap in these games, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Liquid. They're coming right under the vision. NewBee watching this approach. Reading these movements. They have a gem. Yes, they do. They'll see the ward there, but NewBee are already on the way. Trying to catch him while they go for the D-ward.
Oh, he gets
beautiful catch! SCCC, my God! Gets a beautiful pullback onto him. Is able to burst right through mind control and the dazzle, but can they get the clutch finish here? Liquid able to hold their ground and fight it out with their own abyssal play. Can they get the burst through? They're still holding on. Blinding light to bump them back, and now they look to focus and surround Matama Man. They will get the Aegis down. Sliding and scooting away. GH trying to make a retreat. Forced to leave. Matama Man back in behind. Him and Miracle, the slow movers, trying to get out from this one. Matama Man will get burst down. He has no buyback. Frantic to make it out. Omni Slash is there. SEC is going to be forced to go down and go right into a buyback. KP, no buyback for him. GH re-engaging, will end up losing his life. But as Miracle makes his return, he should be also going down here, and he will get dropped. He does have a buyback, but Matama Man does not.
Was that a 5-man Vortex?
It was monstrous.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous. You could still see though that how strong Miracle really is. They even just were like, we can't just fight him when Matama Man is up and when GH is up. We have to just ignore this Juggernaut, bring down Matu, then we go for the Jug when he's isolated. But SCCC with this like 4 or 5-man Vortex with the follow-up from Kaga, KP. Oh my God.
Read the situation so well. They saw Liquid coming up from the bottom lane. They saw that their body language saying, hey, we'll just go for this D-ward, and that's when NewBee are like, hey, let's catch them while they're not suspecting an approach. And they get him right from behind. And now NewBee are inside the base, and they don't have a Alchemist or a Centaur to defend here for Liquid. This is all on Miracle. This is all on Miracle and GH and Kuro.
Looks
but
like
they're already
could be
down.
the Megas, yeah. Should be the Megas. But they can't fight against the Megas. Just it's very difficult.
New Omni / ready. Blast flying through the mid lane. Tier 3 down. They're looking to go for the Megas right now. Glyph forced out. SEC jumps in, gets a pull on both. Miracle and for the Dazzle. They will be able to burst him down. There's going to be no grade for Miracle. They jump back at the finish on the racks, and that's going to be Megas unleashed for NewBee. As they try to make the retreat, though, they will get the bro connection. SEC re-engages back into the fight once again. Miracle will get that finish for Kaka. Kaka buys back, though. They know that they're going to go for the win. Another double pull comes out for SCC. Is it going to be enough, though? They managed to stun him down. Miracle getting locked in his place, and he gets bursted down. Matama Man will be able to tag in and help out, but is he the man that's going to be able to do it? NewBee may have just gone a bit too much. He ends up getting reflected back with the Lotus. Then they send him back the other direction with his own Lotus, but it is it. That is over. It looks like NewBee have finally been able to do it after 72 minutes. What a ridiculous game.
This Aghanims pickup by SCCC was genius, and we did confirm now, by the way, that the Lotus Orb does not reflect it. It does not reflect it. I did see it in those last 2 wins because you don't target anybody. I was pretty iffy about that.
But how often do you get to see an Aghanims? And now you see Aghanims like that. We might be seeing more Aghanims on Storm Spirits. That was nuts. That was nuts.
The resilience by them in these fights, the caudal vision, the daytime vision constantly is just, I mean, wow. Whoa. The way that NewBee was able to farm in this was insane, too, how farmed everybody was.
Yeah.
And Kuroki.
Flashback to the early game. Faith gets a ridiculously timed Aghanim Scepter, and it's just.
They know what targets. This is the beauty about watching these games. If you slow down these fights and watch, you can tell how much these teams understand the target that they need to go for. I'd say watch SCCC and watch Kaka and KP. Watch the way that they actually go for these fights and which targets that they want to go for. It was just really beautiful. Not to take away from Liquid 2, who also had some incredible comeback fights, which I was not really expecting after that.
At one point, they took 2 sets of racks, and I was for sure looking at a game where Liquid were going to be taking it. But
yeah, wow.
That's one of those games you have to go back and watch the replay, because how many of those fights did they split it apart?
It was small little things that changed the fights.
I have to choose. I guess I'm watching Miracle on this one, but Matama Man's elsewhere in his own world. There was so many intricate elements of all those fights that this is some of the highest caliber Dota you're ever going to see. It was awesome, and that was just game number 1. Woo! We're going to cut to a break. When we come back, myself, Dakota, and Fog will be here for DAC action as we get into game number 2 of Team Liquid versus NewBee.